All right, let's jump into this deep dive. And today we're taking a look at Wizata.
Wizata.
They're this industrial AI company, and they're making some pretty big promises about, what their platform can actually do for manufacturers.
Right.
We've got a whole bunch of their marketing stuff here, and we're gonna see if they can live up to the hype.
Yeah, right off the bat, they're aiming high. I mean, they're not just talking about these like small improvements.
Yeah.
They're promising a 10% jump in top quality output,
Whoa.
a 4% decrease in energy consumption,
How close is-
7% better equipment efficiency,
Wow.
and a 5% ROI boost per production line.
Per production line.
Yeah, I mean,
Those are some ambitious numbers.
yeah, those numbers really caught my eye. I mean, just think about it, 10% increase in top quality output.
Right.
Like, what could that do for a company,
Sure.
especially in this global market?
Yeah, absolutely.
But the thing that kind of struck me was this idea of democratizing AI.
What does that even mean? What kind of AI solutions are they even using to get those results?
Right.
And how accessible are they really making this?
Yeah, that's the big question.
Yeah.
To understand that we need to look at what problems they're claiming to solve.
Okay.
So they highlight these challenges that manufacturers face with AI.
Yeah.
Integrating data from all these different systems, giving data experts the tools to experiment and build these solutions.
Yeah.
And then how do you deploy these AI models across a whole operation? I mean, these are not...
It's a lot.
Yeah, these are big hurdles.
Yeah. They're making it sound
Yeah.
like a bit of a nightmare.
Yeah, and they're right. I mean, a lot of these manufacturers are dealing with, this hodgepodge of legacy equipment and modern sensors, and it's all this data in these different formats. It's a data integration
Headache.
nightmare, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then on top of that, you've got the challenge of building the AI solutions in the first place.
Oh, absolutely.
You need people with, very specialized expertise and often complex coding.
Yeah.
So Wizata seems to be betting on this idea that they can simplify that process and make it easier for companies to use AI,
Okay.
even if they don't have a whole team of data scientists just sitting around.
So how are they going to do that?
Well, that's the question, isn't it?
Yeah.
So they break their platform down into three main parts:
Okay.
Data Hub, the AI Lab, and the Control Panel.
Right. So let's start with the data hub.
Okay.
They're talking about unified data accessibility and contextualization. Like, what does that even mean?
It sounds like they're trying to create like a central repository for all of the manufacturer's data, no matter where it comes from.
Okay.
So imagine, pulling data from your oldest machines, your newest sensors, your ERP system, all in one place, standardized,
Right.
ready
Yeah,
for
yeah.
analysis. I mean,
That's huge.
yeah, it's a big deal.
Especially if you want to see what's going on like across the board.
Right.
Yeah, okay. So they're tackling this data integration problem head on.
Yeah.
But then there's actually doing something with all that data, which
Right.
is where this AI lab comes in, right?
That's it.
They're talking about this drag and drop interface and pre-built AI modules.
Yes, and it
Sounds like
almost too good to be true.
Yeah.
Like building an AI model is as easy as making a PowerPoint.
yeah, like come on.
I mean, it's a bold claim because a lot of these AI development platforms require, tons of coding and specialized knowledge.
right.
So if Wizata can actually deliver this user-friendly interface,
Yeah.
that lets people who aren't experts build and deploy AI solutions, that could be a big difference.
That would be a game changer.
Yeah, but we got to look at that with a critical eye.
Yeah.
Because there's always a trade-off between, how easy something is to use
Yeah.
and how much functionality it has.
Yeah, you can't just
You can't just like
slap a drag and drop on top of
slap a drag and
a
drop.
complex problem and expect it to just work out.
Right, there's got to be something behind it.
Yeah, there's got to be some substance there.
Yeah.
But I mean, even if it's not as simple as they make it sound,
Yeah.
just the idea of making AI development more accessible
Absolutely.
is pretty interesting.
Yeah.
So let's say you've got your data all sorted out in the data hub. You've built your AI model in the AI lab.
Uh-huh.
Then what?
Then what? That's where the control panel comes in?
I guess so, yeah.
I mean, from their description, it sounds like it's all about putting those AI insights into action.
Okay.
They talk about, real-time industrial process optimization,
Mm-hmm.
being able to see, find, and fix issues quickly.
Mm-hmm.
It sounds like a live dashboard
Okay.
for monitoring your operations and making decisions based on the data.
So it's like the control room
Yeah.
for your whole manufacturing process.
Right, with the AI sort of in the background,
Yeah.
flagging any anomalies and making suggestions.
Okay, but how do we know if this actually works in practice? That's what I'm really curious about.
Yeah, I mean,
Like, does it deliver? So to get a sense of, how Wizata's platform is actually doing in the real world,
yeah.
we need to go beyond the marketing
Right.
and see what their clients are saying.
Right. See what's actually happening.
Yeah, they actually have a whole section of these testimonials
They do?
from companies like Odometric, Carmuse, ArcelorMittal, Irico, SKF.
Yeah, that's a pretty diverse group.
Yeah, it's a pretty good mix.
Across different industries, too.
Yeah.
So it seems like they're not just focusing on, like, one specific
Niche. Yeah. They're going for like broad applicability.
Yeah, they want this to work everywhere.
Yeah, what jumped out at you from these testimonials?
Well, one that caught my eye was from the head of operations support at Carmuse, and they specifically picked Wizata because they felt like Wizata had a much better understanding of process manufacturing compared to their competitors.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's interesting that they point that out, that domain expertise,
Right.
because I think it suggests that these like off-the-shelf AI solutions,
Right.
they don't always work.
Yeah. They're not a one size fits all,
No, not at all.
especially in these really complex manufacturing environments.
Yeah, you really need someone who gets it.
Yeah, I need somebody who understands the ins and outs of your process.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It seems like Wizata is kind of positioning themselves as more of a partner,
Okay.
somebody who can tailor the solution to what you need.
Yeah, and that idea of like tailored solutions, it comes up again in the testimonial from Irico.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, their plant director raves about Wizata's like personalized service and,
Okay.
and how they're willing to really get in there and understand their challenges. They even mentioned that they're able to configure the dashboards themselves.
Really?
Yeah, without needing like extra help.
So that kind of speaks to that whole,
Yeah, that user friendliness that they're
Yeah.
that they're promoting.
yeah, I mean, if Wizata can really deliver on that promise of user friendliness,
Yeah,
that could be huge.
that could be a game changer.
Yeah, because think about how many manufacturers are hesitant to even try AI.
Right, because they think it's too complicated.
Yeah, it's too complex. Or you need, a PhD to
Or you need to hire like a whole team of data scientists.
exactly.
Yeah.
And if Wizata can really empower, people who aren't technical to use AI,
Yeah.
I mean, that just opens up a ton of possibilities.
It really does.
Yeah.
And it's not just about, ease of use. There's also this question of control. Several of these testimonials talk about how, Wizata lets their clients, keep control of their own IP.
Oh.
Yeah, this is something that the founder of Odometric mentions.
Okay.
They were a little hesitant at first to use an external platform because they
Okay.
didn't want to lose control of their data
Right.
and the algorithms.
Yeah, that's a valid concern, especially in industries where the data is like,
It's everything.
yeah, it's their most valuable asset.
Yeah,
And some AI providers, they try to lock you in,
right.
to their platforms, or even claim ownership of the insights that the AI comes up with.
Right, yeah.
It seems like Wizata's doing things differently.
Yeah.
They're really emphasizing data security and giving their clients ownership of their AI assets.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that could be a major selling point for companies that are a little worried about sharing their,
Ew, their secret sauce.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and it ties into this whole theme of democratization that Wizata keeps talking about.
Yeah.
It's not just about making AI more accessible.
Right.
It's about making it, more transparent
Yeah.
and giving their clients more control.
Yeah. The AI coordinator at SKF also mentions this.
Okay.
They like that Wizata's platform wasn't tied to, a specific machine brand. They were looking for something that could work with their existing infrastructure, regardless of who made it.
Yeah, that flexibility is huge.
It's crucial,
Yeah.
especially in a world where, manufacturers are often dealing with a mix of, old and new equipment.
Right. Yeah, they've got legacy systems and
Dang.
all this new stuff
And
and
it's all got to work together.
it's got to work together.
It's like Wizata's trying to break down those walls
Yeah.
that often exist in industrial automation.
Yeah.
They're saying use whatever equipment you want. We'll make the AI work with it.
Yeah, and that's a powerful message,
It is.
especially for companies that, they've already spent a lot of money.
Right. They've already invested in their systems.
Yeah, their infrastructure.
So it seems like Wizata's building a platform that's truly, platform agnostic,
Yeah,
which is a big deal in a market where, a lot of these solutions are designed for very specific niches
right.
or tied to a particular hardware.
Yeah, yeah.
So this open approach could really be,
The key to their success.
yeah, in the long run.
All right, so they're addressing the data integration problem,
Uh,
the ease of use problem, the control problem,
yeah,
but are they actually getting results?
right. That's the big question.
Yeah, does it actually work?
Right.
Well, a digital solution manager at ArcelorMittal
Okay.
mentions that Wizata's AI expertise helped them find these big opportunities for yield improvement
Hmm.
at one of their facilities.
Yield improvement, that's a classic target for AI.
Yeah, in manufacturing.
Yeah, it often means fine-tuning these complex processes
Right.
with like a ton of different variables.
Yeah, it's complicated stuff.
Yeah, and it's a perfect example of where AI can really shine.
Yeah.
But what's interesting here is that they're not just talking about the technology.
Right.
They're talking about the collaboration
Yeah.
between Wizata's experts and ArcelorMittal's engineers.
Working together.
Yeah, working together, and it highlights that implementing AI, it's not just about plugging in some black box solution.
Right.
It's about working together,
Yeah.
understanding the problem, developing the right solution,
Oh,
and making sure it actually works with your existing systems.
it's a partnership.
It is.
Yeah, I think
Not
so.
just a vendor-client thing.
Yeah, it's not transactional.
No, it's a true
Partnership.
Yeah, and speaking of partnerships, let's talk about what Wizata's doing to stay ahead of the game.
Okay.
They have this What's New section on their website,
Yeah.
and it kind of gives us a peek into what they're working on.
Yeah, into the future.
What stood out to you there? Well, they mentioned an anomaly detection assistant and an energy saving assistant,
Okay.
which are both pretty interesting developments.
Yeah.
Um, these AI-powered assistants, I think they represent a bigger trend we're seeing
Yeah.
in industrial settings.
It's this idea of having AI like working alongside people,
Right.
giving them insights and recommendations.
In real time.
Yeah, in real time.
To optimize things, prevent errors.
Yeah, improve efficiency.
Yeah, it's like having, a digital co-pilot
Yeah.
in the factory.
But how much can we really rely on these AI assistants? And
Yeah.
what happens to the human workers if the machines are making more and more of the decisions?
Those are the big questions, right?
Yeah, those are the million-dollar questions.
I mean, as these AI assistants get more and more sophisticated,
Yeah.
I think there is a legitimate concern about
Yeah, people losing their jobs.
jobs being displaced.
Yeah.
But I think there's also this potential for AI to really help people.
Augment their...
Yeah, to augment what they can do.
To make their jobs easier.
Yeah, and free them up from boring tasks or dangerous tasks.
Yeah.
And let them focus on
Higher level stuff.
the higher level
The
stuff.
thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's a really fascinating
It is.
and complex.
And it's changing so quickly.
Yeah, rapidly evolving.
So what have we learned about Wizata today?
Well, on the surface, they're presenting this, compelling vision
Yeah.
for the future of manufacturing.
Okay.
This world where AI is accessible
Yeah.
and scalable.
Yeah.
And it's empowering, and not just for data scientists,
Like
but
for everyone.
yeah, for everybody on the factory floor.
Yeah.
And they're saying that they're solving these, these big problems
Yeah.
that have been holding manufacturers back from really using AI.
The data integration.
Yeah, data integration.
Developing the solution.
Yeah.
And deploying it.
Yeah, deploying it across the whole operation.
Yeah, and their client testimonials,
Right.
at least the ones they're showing us,
Right. The ones they've chosen to highlight.
suggest that they're making good on those promises.
Yeah.
They're actually delivering results.
Yeah.
And building these strong partnerships with all these different companies
It seems like it.
in all these different industries.
Yeah, across the board.
Yeah, it seems like they're trying to be more than just, a tech company. They want to be like a real partner for these manufacturers.
Right. Help them figure this whole AI thing out.
Yeah, help them through this whole digital transformation.
Yeah, absolutely. And they're doing it by focusing on, those key areas where traditional AI has kind of fallen short,
Yeah.
accessibility, flexibility, control.
Yeah.
Um, they're betting that by democratizing AI
Yeah.
and giving their clients more power,
Yeah.
they can get more people to use it
Yeah.
and ultimately deliver more value.
It's a good story, but like with any new technology,
Yeah.
there's always questions, right?
Of course.
Yeah, and potential downsides. I mean,
Yeah.
we talked about jobs,
Right.
but there's bigger ethical stuff to think about too.
Absolutely.
I mean, as these AI assistants get more powerful,
Yeah.
who's responsible for their decisions?
Right.
What if an AI makes a mistake
Yeah.
and it causes an accident,
Yeah.
or a company loses a ton of money?
These are big questions.
Yeah.
And we can't just ignore them.
We can't just brush them under the rug.
No, as we use AI more and more in these industrial settings,
Yeah.
we need to be thinking about, who's accountable,
Yeah.
transparency, and these potential, you know,
Unforeseen consequences.
yeah, unintended consequences. Exactly.
Yeah.
It's not enough to just focus on, what the technology can do.
Right.
We need to develop, ethical frameworks
Right.
and ways to govern this stuff.
Yeah.
To make sure that AI is being used responsibly.
Yeah. For good and not for evil. Right.
Well, exactly. For
Yeah.
the benefit of everybody.
It's kind of like it's like opening Pandora's box.
It is, yeah.
Like we're getting all these powerful tools.
Yeah.
But we got to be careful.
You got to be really mindful of the risks.
Yeah, and it's not just about, avoiding the bad stuff. It's about, thinking about how we want to shape the future.
Right. How do we want to use this
AI to match our values
in a way that benefits society?
Yeah, exactly.
And I think, we're at a really important point.
Yeah, a turning point.
Yeah, in how AI is developing.
Yeah.
And being used.
Yeah.
And it's important that we have these conversations now.
Yeah, before it's too late.
Before it's too late to change course. Yeah.
So as we wrap up this deep dive into Wizata,
yeah,
what's the one thing that our listeners should take away from this?
I think if Wizata's vision of this democratized AI actually happens, it could really change manufacturing.
Yeah.
In a big way.
In a good way.
Yeah, I think it could empower workers.
Okay.
Drive innovation. Create new opportunities for growth and efficiency. But it also raises some really important questions.
Yeah.
About how humans and machines are going to work together.
Yeah.
The ethical implications of these systems that are becoming more and more autonomous.
Yeah.
And the need to make sure that AI is used responsibly.
Right. For the benefit of all.
Yeah, for everyone.
Yeah, it's a future with a lot of promise, but also a lot of uncertainty.
Yeah, for sure.
And it's a future that we're all creating together,
whether we realize it or not.
So I encourage our listeners to keep digging into this, to learn more about Wizata.
Yeah, explore the potential benefits. Yeah. Think about the challenges and join these conversations about how we want to shape this technology.
How we want to shape the future.
Yeah, how it's going to impact our world.
Well, this has been a really fascinating look at Wizata.
It has.
And this whole world of industrial AI.
Absolutely.
Thank you for joining us on this deep dive.
Thanks for having me.